Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show presented by Michelob ULTRA. I'm Lindsay, that's Flex, that's Espo, and tonight the Phoenix Suns will be facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies. How you guys doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Happy to be back.
Is it evening at this
Happy to
point
be
yet?
back. I just missed the snow in Jersey, New York. I got out a day before, so
Well, there's some snow up in Cave Creek apparently
That's what
here,
I'm hearing.
so you could go see that.
Is
That's
that
what I'm
weird
hearing.
rain that falls a little heavier, but not quite snow? It's like that
I
sleet.
think Flagstaff, though, is legit.
Flagstaff
snow right
is
now, right?
legit.
yeah,
but
Flagstaff is
Cave
legit.
Creek is that like fake stuff. It's not cold enough to snow, but
I mean,
it's
still.
sleet. It's
Just
what
goes
we
to
call
show
it
how
snow.
cold it
hits
is
the
here.
ground.
Yeah, we call it snow here, but it's really I think it's
Okay.
sleet. So
I don't
Okay.
know about you guys, but I've been freezing cold all day, so
it's been
It's
it
been
counts.
cold.
I think it counts.
Yeah, it had
Yeah,
a
it's
little
been
bite to
cold.
it today
It
for
counts.
sure.
All right, guys, let's take a look at what's going on with these two teams as far as injuries go. We've got good news and bad news-ish. So the good news is that Kevin Durant is available after not having him for a handful of games. He finally returns to the lineup, and that means we get another sighting of the big three. Eric Gordon, unfortunately, still remains out. Nasir Little is also out. And the worst part of this all, that Bol is out with right knee soreness. I thought it was an ankle sprain.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's an ankle.
yeah,
It is
sprain.
it's
ankle
supposed to be a
That's
right
on me.
ankle
Sorry,
sprain.
guys. The snow got to
You're
me. It threw
good.
me off today.
You're good. Which we all
Well, hey,
saw Fridays when he got that.
It's the Suns. They could have said it was
True.
knee soreness with it being an
I think
ankle
I'm
sprain.
just
He's
going
out
to
with
take
a
the Suns' lead and just start changing it up and mixing it up on you guys.
There
He's
you
out with
go.
a deviated septum or something like that.
He's
But-
out with tired.
Listen, I know I say it jokingly, but in all seriousness, I don't love that Bol is not available for this team because the last couple of games he has been that spark off the bench. Like whether he is it directly affecting the game or it's just the vibes from the crowd, the vibes from the team, he does provide a little bit of energy, and it's been good to have.
This may sound dumb, but with KD back, I feel a little bit better. Simply because there's more depth at the 4 position
Yeah.
now. So Chemezi goes back to the backup in that spot where Bull was helping be a backstop with that with KD out and Chemezi having to start. So I feel a little bit better. I feel bad for him because he was starting to get in a bit of a groove though.
Yeah, no, I've been impressed with Bobo. I really have. I've been enjoying watching the film, watching the tape. He's doing some good things, and so I specifically been hard on Bobo, and there's a lot of people that have been hard on Bobo, and these last couple games we eating a little bit of crow, and I like it. Like if he's gonna play good basketball, we got to give him his flowers. He's been pretty damn good, and to your point, Linz, I think the energy is something that you can't you can't overstate that. When he comes in the game, the team has been responding and the crowd has been great. So happy for Bo. I hate that he got this injury because these things can linger, and he was just starting to get going. So,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a bummer all around for sure, because no matter how you feel about Bol, you never want to see a player have to deal
Yeah.
with injuries, especially when they were stringing together a few really good games, something that he hasn't gotten a lot of opportunity to do. So
Yeah.
that's a major bummer. On the Grizzlies side of things, this is good news for us, bad news for them, and maybe bad news just for the overall excitement of the game. But Ja Morant, who was questionable coming into tonight's game, is out. He will not play. Vince Williams, still questionable. Of course, then Steven Adams, Brandon Clark are all out, and Derrick Rose is out as well.
Sheesh.
So listen, with the whole Ja being out, the Suns have no business losing this game. One, you already beat them twice. And sure, Ja was out in both of those games, but without Ja, you know you can beat this team because you were also down one of your big three in both of those games as well. So
it was a chance for a shootout tonight. I guess not, though, for Ja.
Well,
I thought it could be a shootout tonight.
Come on, man. It's a shootout every night. It's actually more likely to be a shootout with him off the court.
No Guns N' Roses tonight? No Guns N' Roses tonight?
No, they're both out, so none of that. This is great news for the Suns because Memphis is the worst field goal shooting team in the league. They're only shooting 43.9%, and they're they're next to last in field goal, last in 3-point shooting at 33.8. Those have gone up with Ja around. Now with him back out, they're not going to be a great shooting team again. The one thing you gotta do is not give them easy looks at three, though, because even the worst shooting 3-point team in the league, if they get good quality looks, can turn that around quick and be problematic. So as long as your rotations are crisp, like they were at times in that last game, you can control this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to carryover from that last game.
Mhm.
You know, we talked about it in the past. You know, 110 is the new 100. You know, back when I was playing, you keep a team under 100, it was a big deal. Now it's more like 110, but we held them under 100 the other night. And so now that's kind of those type of things you can build on. And I bet you that team is in here saying, let's keep them under 100 too. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing the defensive energy, the assignments, the rotations. And if they start taking pride in that, this is a team you should keep under 100. And so I want to see some carryover. I think that with these guys being out, it's very, very possible.
You say that, but the last game these two played, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Bane combined for 64 points.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I get that it's easy to look at these guys and go, all right, not a good team. But what we've seen with the Suns team is if you're too lackadaisical, anybody can have a shot against you. So come locked in and you should be all right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And beyond that, like, listen, the Grizzlies have seen exactly what we have seen with Bradley Beal coming back and the vibes just elevating for the team as a whole. The Grizzlies have seen the exact same thing with Ja coming back in. So regardless if he's playing tonight or not, if they're anything remotely close to the Suns, that energy is still there for the team as a whole. Because sure, Ja might not play tonight, but he's back. He's around the guys. Yeah. He'll be on the bench, things of that nature. And that does make a difference. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, we're literally the proof of that.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Bradley Beal come back into this lineup. And even though a lot of it comes with the actual basketball that's being played by him, the vibes are way better too. Yeah. Just overall, things just feel less doom and gloom. And I know the Grizzlies have gone through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting lineup tonight is going to be Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. And Kellen Olson tweeted out that this is the fourth game for this starting lineup.
Let's go.
Which
just fourth game.
That is just the fourth game we've seen their starting lineup in. So.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you know, I'm starting to see some real a shift in this basketball team mentally that we haven't seen in some time, and his confidence. You know, Brad Beal's a really good player.
Yes.
And good players help you win games. And you just mentioned it. When Ja came back, I want to say Grizzlies went on a 5-game win streak. You know, so Brad is giving us an energy that we've been looking for all year. And, I mean, we saw what Grayson did the other day. I'm looking for carryover. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for carryover tonight. I want to see Grayson let it go and have some fun with this because this team is starting to come around.
I think he will. I think tonight's Book's game, though, because you get KD back. He can be more of a distributor. You've got Beal, who we've seen be able to distribute. I think it opens up Book to be more of himself tonight, less of having to worry about point Book being the primary. I think we see him come out. He caught fire in the second half at times in that game. He's had the ability to shoot really well in stretches, but I don't think we've seen that complete game in a while.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting that complete Armani mode tonight where he comes out on all cylinders.
I hope so, because we've been saying for the last week or so that we're due for one of those games from Book. Like, we haven't seen one
the traditional.
Yeah. By his own standards. Listen, I'm not saying that Devin is playing poorly by any means. I'm saying by his standards, a full Armani mode kind of game. We've been due for one of those.
I think a 40-point is in the range tonight just because of feeling free out there.
You know what's crazy is it's a credit to Devin and how good he is.
Yep.
He just shot 73% and scored 35 points 2 days ago. Or 3, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just Wednesday.
Yeah, the
but
second
that's
half was
still
a
not but that's still not Devin Booker like we're used to.
Right.
And so when a guy can shoot 73% and score 35 points and we're still sitting here saying there's more, damn, you're a good basketball player, man.
Yeah.
God put you here for a reason, buddy, because if I could do 35 on 73, I won't be sitting next to y'all two.
Well, but we also, we know he's a superstar.
Yeah.
And so superstars will have stretches where it's not 35 or whatever. But I think we saw that second half in that game. We were like, oh, that's Heater Book,
that's
right?
The guy,
that's the guy that in one quarter can change the complexion of everything.
Yeah.
I think we're in for one of those games where he feels like that guy all 4 quarters.
Okay.
So.
I could dig
Or
it.
3.5 until they go, all right, we're up 30. You can sit out. So.
Hopefully.
But Flex, to your point, I would love to see some carryover from Grayson Allen in Friday's game. Obviously, that was an amazing performance from him. 9 made threes in that one. A career high for him, tied the season single game record for the Suns. And but the thing is the Grizzlies are ready for him. Here's what Taylor Jenkins, head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, had to say about Grayson Allen and how he has grown over the years.
It's been really impressive. Obviously, I think he's kind of found his niche. He's poured a lot of work in, not just to the three-point shooting, but just to his body, finding consistency, his availability, being out there. Obviously, he played a big-time role for us, but then that even grew more when he went to the Bucks. Being a star that you can entrench out there, a guy that's not just a three-point shooter. I think he does a really good job getting downhill, creating fouls, getting pieces of the paint, connecting with his teammates, and dishing out to the three-point line. And obviously here in his first season, I see a lot of that. I mean, obviously he had a great game the other night. He's been a big focal point of our scouting reports against him, knowing that, they're trusting him to have the ball in his hands, initiating some of the offense. It's not just Booker, Durant, that Beal is back, but a guy that they have confidence playing pick and rolls, playing second side actions, then a guy that when you get him off the three-point line, as much as that's the priority, he's doing a great job creating fouls and then just continuing their offense. I think that's huge. He's taking huge steps, and then obviously I think a guy that they're really leaning on to, with this group, to be like a defensive guy for him, taking on different matchups, whether it's an off-ball guy, a guy that's a kind of priority pick and roll guy. The biggest thing that you love about Grayson is his competitiveness, and I think he's just poured that into his own individual growth. Whatever the team asks him to do, he fully embraces it.
Yeah, so he was a part of their scouting report, so. It's not listen, having the big 3 back out there, regardless if Grayson Allen was on your scouting report or not, he's going to get open looks. But they are more prepared, mentally at least. They understand that Grayson Allen is a threat, and you should not leave him wide open when you're able to.
Taylor Jenkins, please focus all your defense on Grayson Allen tonight. Every single bit of effort on him. We'll see how it goes.
We're starting to see what this was supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking longer, but we're starting to see it. And I couldn't be more happy for the role players. Like, I'll tell you, as a parent, my only job for my kids was go to school, get good grades, get 4.0s, go to good university. Now, if I told
pressure.
Listen, I'm gonna take care of everything else. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. Go to school, get y'all degrees. Now, and I know this may be a little long-winded, but I want to make this point here. If I told them, go to school, get good grades, get a full-time job, and help with the bills, it changes everything.
Yes.
It changes the dynamic of who they can potentially be academically. Okay, because I'm putting way more on their plate than they should.
Multiple places.
This is the Suns. The Suns role players were brought here to do one or two things. And when the injuries happened, it started to become get a full-time job, pay the bills, bring the ball up, play defense, be a playmaker, close out in the fourth. They weren't here. They weren't brought here to do those things. And finally, we're seeing the basketball team play the way they were constructed And that's where you lead to Grayson Allen having these type of cookers.
Well, I'll give Grayson Allen credit, though. For a guy that did have to take on more, he rose to the challenge.
He damn sure did.
In a lot of ways where other guys maybe didn't. But I agree now that he can take 1 or 2 steps back from that. He can focus on what we talked about. Just shoot, which is what he's here to do.
Yeah.
And the other night, he did. You and Saul had talked about 20 shots between him and Eric Gordon. He alone had 19 the other night.
There you go.
That's what you want from him. And as we talked about prior to the show, the big three are going to be the big three, or whatever combination of them you have out there. But it's the others that are going to make or break how this season goes.
Yeah.
And Grayson Allen is showing that he's one of them that you can count on, that you can trust. Now, you need Eric Gordon to get there at some point. So if Grayson has an off night, you got that. Chemezi is showing the propensity to maybe be one of those guys. And you got to kind of figure out, okay, who are the other 1 or 2 guys that can be in that others mix, because you're gonna require them at some point throughout this year and in the playoffs. And that's the key. And that's what I like so much about what Grayson's been able to do.
Yeah.
All right, what are the guys wearing tonight, Espo?
Let's find out. It's the Purple Icon Edition.
I like those.
I do too. These are the cleanest look, I think, of the bunch. I like them. And Memphis wearing their White and Blue Association Edition. This is another.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's a white jersey with a blue font. All right. So good on them.
Yeah.
Real quick, Austin in the chat said Katie will have a minutes restriction. Damn. Dwayne Rankin did tweet out that KD will be on a minutes restriction, or a quote, range, as Frank Vogel likes to say.
That range is 35 to 48 tonight, I believe.
I will say, though, like, Frank Vogel does crack me up with the minutes restriction type of stuff, because not once, I feel like this year, have we gotten a legitimate number. It's always been a range. They're very fluid. It's just that we recognize that you might need to be on a minutes restriction, but if you don't, we'll just claim that that was the top of the range.
Right.
So it's kind of like you have an out no matter what.
We acknowledge he's coming back from injury tonight. That's what that is.
Basically.
Translations. We're playing the Grizzlies. They're all hurt. If we blow them out, you're going to play 20 minutes. But if we're not, but if you're not blowing them out, you might play 28 or 32.
You're going to stay in the game. We're going to get this W.
The better you play earlier, the less minutes you have to play later. That is your range to that.
Exactly. All right, guys. Who you got tonight, and by how much?
Okay, I went Suns by 5, but this was before I knew Ja was out and KD was in. I think it pushes up. It's probably twice as much. I'm going to say around that 10-point mark.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think double digits tonight. I said Suns by 4, but I put this in way in.
Yeah, we all did. So let's all just say our new ones.
Suns by 11.
Suns by 11. I'm going to go Suns by 8 tonight. And I would assume
Saul's going to go Grizzlies by 15. That's going to be his official prediction.
That's
Grizzlies
what he gets for not
15.
being here. He's picking Grizzlies by 15. Tisk, tisk. Shame on you, Saul. Austin says Suns by 11. Enslow said Suns plus 10. Or 10 plus, I'm sorry. So I think we're all feeling pretty good about this one. I'm not saying the Grizzlies are not a team to not take seriously. I am saying, though, we've beaten them twice already this year, down one of our superstars. They haven't had Ja against us at all this year.
Yeah.
So if the math is mathing, the Suns win this game.
And the Suns are much better now than the last 2 times we played them.
Exactly.
We're much more healthier. So
yeah, and JM has Suns by 11. Hello has Suns by 13. So I think we're all feeling pretty good about this one right now. Touch metal, knock on wood, whatever your thing is. Listen, I'm not trying to jinx the Suns. I'm just being realistic here, okay?
San Antonio, here we come.
Oh, God.
All right.
Portland.
What do our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook think about tonight's game?
This has not changed, by the way.
It has not changed.
I just checked it. This has not changed.
Suns by 4.5. Fun fact: Suns are 4-12 when they're favored by 4.5 points or more this season in covering the spread.
Oh, covering the
spread.
I was like,
not about to say,
wait,
damn.
what?
Loss record. When they're favored by 4.5 or more,
okay,
they've only
they don't
covered the
cover
spread
4 times.
4 times this year out of out of 16.
Okay.
So
Okay.
You got me-
That makes
Yeah.
You should have led with that one, Aspo.
You got me scared, Aspo. I'm starting to think something.
Same. I was
I'm
like,
starting to think you was hanging with Raj last night.
Yeah, I accidentally ate that edible.
Yeah.
And make it up stats.
Yeah.
So.
oh my goodness gracious. All right. What are you guys putting your money on? What are you betting on?
Mine, I'm going all in. I feel a little magic in the air tonight. I'm going, they're going to ride that hot hand, and Grayson Allen is going to hit that first shot at plus 1150. Give me that tonight.
I'm feeling weird right now. I feel like somebody's behind me or something, man.
I'm
You ever
feeling
feel
the
like there's
magic.
somebody?
Like someone's watching you?
Yeah. I don't know.
Somebody's watching.
I'm starting to get worried now.
They see
Lens,
your every
I'm starting to get worried.
move.
It's like is he a magician?
Prying eyes.
Oh man, that is some.
It's the
scary
mullet
stuff.
magician, everybody.
My guy, my guy. I love it.
If you have not seen the mullet magician, you're missing out.
When his magic doesn't work, he busts out the guitar, and he is the mullet magician.
I mean, he is literally, he does do both. So
That
super talented.
That guy is terrific.
Anyway, I wasn't
sorry,
paying
go ahead.
attention. Who went? Did you?
I
anybody-
went.
I didn't
what'd you
go.
say?
I have
didn't go.
Grayson Allen, first bucket, plus 1150.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
All right.
Flex, what do you got?
I don't know. Help me read there, because I'm like,
got you.
Suns win. Total points over 227.5, and odd even points to end the game even at a plus 450.
you
Okay,
go.
so the biggest one here is landing on an even number.
Yep.
So we'll see. Okay. Espo, you want to tell us what Saul's betting on too?
If I have to.
You may as well.
3-leg parlay plus 380. He has the Grizzlies plus 7.5 points. Well, take it down. He's already lost.
he
Player
get-
points,
yeah.
Devin Booker over 26.5. And player point, Ja Morant over 24.5.
You
He
lost.
gone.
That's
He
tough.
out.
Peace
Okay.
out, homie.
Okay, so what do we do in this situation?
No, he lost.
I
So-
think it's just nada. He doesn't.
So because he didn't get in an updated bet on time,
He stays. the
does he
same.
just stay
Just
for the
stays
whole?
the
It's
same.
I
just
think
a
he
push,
stays-
basically.
it's a
Like
push.
the bet
Man,
gets
y'all
canceled.
giving him a
'Cause the bet would
pass.
get
He takes
canceled.
the L,
But
man.
on,
No, that
it
wouldn't-
would actually
No, I
get
know, I know,
canceled,
I know.
though.
If you
So-
made
I
the
know.
bet,
In
he
real
get
life,
canceled.
they'll
But my
just void
question
the
is,
Ja
do
Morant
we
part.
do we give him the cancel or do we give him the default bet?
I think we give him the Memphis Grizzlies to win. So he has a shot, but
Nah.
it's not a great
I
one.
think you just let it ride out minus the Ja Morant thing.
Yeah.
Well, then
No.
we don't know
And then
the-
we'll
we
figure
don't-
out the odds
we don't
later.
know the
No,
odds.
I think we just call it a bet
Why not-
canceled.
Put
He
a
keeps his
poll
$10.
in the chat. They can decide.
Man,
Let the
I'm
chat
losing.
decide.
I ain't trying to feel sorry for nobody. Take an L tonight.
No, but his bet on
Hey, you-
BetMGM gets canceled.
You
so
won. You won
He
last
should
instead of
be
game.
allowing him
He should
to,
be at $1 tonight.
instead of allowing him to put in another bet because he already made the bet, it just got canceled.
Did
So-
you know you didn't make the bet? You
It's-
got the default and won for the first time in forever.
You
the
did.
other
Yeah,
night?
no, I told Rue, I said
did.
put the default, man. So I should have just ran with the default the rest of the way.
You should have. I think we just go with that. It makes the most sense because the only other option is to allow Saul to put in another bet. And since he's not here right now, he can't put in
Yeah, he
another
ain't got
bet.
the time.
So
We'll give him
Saul
the
just stays where he is.
We should text him right now. Do you want Memphis to win, or just you get refunded your bet right now? Like,
Well, he's gonna take refunded your bet because
Yeah.
taking Memphis to
Yeah.
win is not. Like Justin gets it. If it's canceled, it's canceled. It's
I
it's
agree.
just that.
Yeah.
right now, lose the bet is the winning one in the chat.
That's what I'm
They
saying,
want someone
man.
to lose.
Let the chat decide. They say lose the bet, he lose the bet.
But he doesn't actually lose the bet on BetMGM, and that's what we're
That-
going
that's
on
fair.
here.
That's fair.
So-
That's
Fine.
fair.
It's a
It's
push. He
canceled.
gets his-
It's canceled.
yeah.
Sorry, chat. I didn't mean to break your heart, even though I love where your head's
I'll
at on
end the
this
poll.
No, you can keep it
Austin,
going.
it is
It's fine.
criminal,
You
by
can
the way.
keep your poll.
It is criminal. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but we're going to get it fixed.
Yo,
My bet tonight is a random one. So I have the Suns to win by 5 or 6 points the second quarter.
Oh, the
so
second
the second quarter winning margin is the Suns by 5 or 6 points.
5
Hear
or
me out
6.
on this, okay?
Go ahead, talk to me.
So the Grizzlies are literally the worst second quarter team in the league. They're dead last.
Huh.
They average just shy of 25 points every second quarter. But 2 games ago, they had like 19 points. 3 games ago, they had like 17 points. The Suns are in I want to say they're 7th. I don't remember, but they're top of the charts, right? And they average just over 30 points.
Okay.
So we're looking at 24.8, 30.2, or 30.1 for each team respectively. So
you did your
I'm
homework.
bet on the second quarter here. Why not?
Lens, you did
we're
your
going to go
homework.
5 or 6 points for the Suns to win the second quarter over the Grizzlies.
You know what's going to
And
happen? Suns going to win by 15.
I know, right?
I
But
can't-
the odds on it are pretty great. It's plus 750.
That's a great
I
bet.
can't
Which means I
wait
win
to-
almost what, like $80, $75?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch you at the end of the second
Being
quarter.
so,
MFing the
I
screen.
know.
Book, you suck for making that shot.
I'm gonna be so
You're such
pissed.
a jock.
You guys, it's so bad. Like, listen, I'm one of those toxic people. I will never take this to the internet, of
Mhm.
course, because I'm not that toxic, but I am in real life really toxic when it comes to these bets. Because if, like, a couple games ago, I think it was Grayson Allen or Beal or whatever, and Book was the one who was taking he took like 3 shots in a row, and I'm yelling at you. I'm like, get this ball
Stop
off my
shooting.
team,
Pass
off
the
my
ball.
team, pass the ball, you ball hog. And
I
I'm
love
just
it.
like,
I think it's comedy.
I would never actually want
Of
that, and I
course,
don't
of
feel that
course,
way
of
about
course.
Devin.
Of
But
course.
We're just highly competitive.
I don't want to lose to either of you.
No,
or
I
Saul.
do it every game though. Like when you pick something at the first quarter, like I'm hoping
Yeah.
that player miss. Like when you had Brad Beal plus 30, man, I'm like, Brad, you better not fucking make this
Oh,
shot.
Right? Exactly.
So now you don't want Grayson to hit tonight for
No,
the first bucket. I see
hell
it.
no. Grayson needs to shoot an air ball
Grayson
first
hating.
bucket.
Next, he's going to say trade Grayson Allen. What kind of idiot would say that might happen?
Hello says
What
you are.
jackass would say that?
Hello said you are on the internet right now. I mean, as far as like, I don't genuinely feel these way.
No.
There are people on the internet who will at players on Twitter and call them bums for not hitting whatever bet they put in that game. And I'm just like, that's a little aggressive because no one made you bet. You didn't have to.
My son is a notorious person.
Tweet at him like that.
No, he doesn't
Oh.
tweet.
Oh, okay.
But like
I was like, Flex, you gotta get that under
No.
control.
But he'll be watching the game. Like he'll bet on somebody to do something the night before, and if they hit, he's like, "Yo, that dude's a beast." And then the next day he don't hit, yo, he's a scrub, yo. And I'm like, yo, he was just good yesterday. He just ain't hit tonight. Like,
You know, I don't condone it. I wouldn't do it, but I get why somebody that's betting might act like that. But the people that drive me nuts are the fantasy players that will add a player. Like they give a shit what they did for your team.
Or there's like 100
You
unread DMs.
Yeah. I needed you to get 2 more points to win my champion. Nobody cares.
that's true.
Nobody cares about your fantasy team.
What does the leaderboard look like?
we had
Because
to
I think
go
we
there.
just saw it, but I wasn't looking at it too closely. So Saul has $11. I have $46.58. Espo has $108.50. Flex, you down bad.
Why is he
Minus
smiling?
68.
Flex is the most
27.
positive person I've ever met in my whole
I
life.
think
So.
Flex is smiling because Emma never did the sad face cartoon
Let's-
had for him. So we got to get that. We got to get that made.
I don't think I've ever seen Flex not at least crack a smile once when he's in.
He's
here.
smiling right now.
Right now, you know why? Because y'all all getting bamboozled. Because I'm going to run away with this. I'm one hit away.
Sandbag.
I'm one hit away. And your money's starting to creep down, by the way. That was a
Yeah,
nice
all
hit.
of our
but-
money's been creeping down.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're all on a very cold streak right now. But listen, hopefully you guys can do better than us. You can sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app using the promo code PHNX, and when you use that promo code, BetMGM is going to give you a $1,500 first bet offer. So all you got to do is place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10, and if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. You can check out the show notes for full details, and now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Ontario, get stuffed.
All right, Emma's in the chat right now. She said she's going to make us a sad boy flex before post game.
Emma, I thought we was
if
cool.
If you lose, even if you don't lose, you're still in the negative because you get the sad boy face when you're in the negative.
I'm in the L.
So we will have a sad boy face for flex come
Put some
post game
shades on
show.
them though.
Shout out Emma for that one. Also, before we say goodbye, I just have one final thing that we have to discuss from the chat. Kenny said, who raised Lindsay? She's always got her shoes on the furniture. Well, Kenny, I wasn't raised to put my shoes on the furniture necessarily, but I am too short to touch the ground in these chairs, and that makes my knees hurt. Yeah. So I do have a stool, but it doesn't really work perfectly. So it is what it is.
Hold on, you grew up in Sierra Vista.
Them's
Was there furniture worth not putting your feet on?
There was. Like, look at this, you guys. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't reach the ground. So I gotta put something up here.
Sense.
I gotta support everything. Whatever. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure to meet us back here for the post game show. Fingers crossed. Go Suns. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.